Welcome to Mother's Day Storytime with the Carrot Family. Kevin, can you get us our special book?
Oh, here it is.
Thank you.
The Story of Moomin, Mymble, and Little My by Tove Jannson. Here's little Moomin Troll, none other, hurrying home with milk for mother. Quick, Moomin Troll, it's nearly night. Run home where there's a bit of light. Don't hang around in woods like these. Strange creatures lurk between the trees. The wind begins to howl and hiss. Now guess what happens after this? Beyond the forest, bathed in light, the air tastes fresh, the grass glows bright. The sun shines down on fields of flowers. Moomin Troll's walked for hours and hours, but happy to be homeward bound, he kicks his legs and leaps around. He sees a tall shape. A house? His own? How very tall the chimney's grown, when yesterday the roof was flat. Well, guess what happened after that?
Daddy, what does happen after that?
Oh, let's find out, kids. That's not a roof or chimney pot. That's Mymble's hair tied in a knot. She's weeping on a big tin can. Poor thing, thought Moomin Troll, and ran to Mymble begging, please don't cry. I've lost my sister, Little My, she told him, and began to yelp. She ran away. Oh, Moomin, help! Kevin found her. Moomin Troll frowned. Well, let's begin by checking if she's in this tin.
Maybe she's in the sack.
Some villain might have stashed her in it. Now guess what happens in a minute. They crawl out on the other side, next to a river, deep and wide, where Gaffsy, with her gruesome hair, gives a mean and chilling stare and growls, you fools, I'll make you wish you'd stayed at home. Now let me fish. Mymble says, quick, let's go, she'll bite. And Moomin Troll says, yes, quite right. Perhaps your sister's in this cave. They tiptoe in. They must be brave and find poor Little My somehow. Well, that's what happens to them now.
Okay. Whoops.
Among the boulders piled up high, there is no sign of Little My.
Guys,
Ah!
there he is.
They search and search, but they find no trace. A bitter wind whips Mymble's face. Moomin Troll feels extremely glum. He wants his home, his bed, his mum. Where's the warm and sunny day? Now guess what happened right away. Hemulin with a vacuum hose had got him house dust up his nose. Spring cleaning, though it wasn't spring, was Hemulin's most favorite thing. Disaster struck. His greedy, his greedy Hoover, sucking hard enough to move a mountain, swallowed both our friends into its tube around the bends. Both Moomin Troll and Mymble flew. Moomin Troll's milk was sucked up too. He shouted through the gungeon fluff, oh, mother, help, I've had enough. Stroke of luck. Who should walk by but Mymble's sister, Little My? While taking a relaxing stroll, she'd heard the cries of Moomin Troll. She cut the tube and pulled it back. Mymble and Moomin Troll were black with dust from head to toe. My laughed. Blimey, the two of you look daft. We've saved you, cheered Mymble. Phew. Hemulin, soothing through and through, chased them away like dust and mess. Now guess what happened? Go on, guess. They landed, it was quite amusing, where a Fillyonk was snoozing. Oh, look, said My, what's this red mat? It's Fillyonk, you've squashed her flat, cried Mymble. Look, she's in a rage.
Who's this?
Fillyonk howled and split this page. I think Fillyonk escaped here through this Fillyonk-ly shaped hole, Mymble said. This was her route. So they set off in hot pursuit to where a new adventure beckoned. Now guess what happens in a second.
Das ist das.
The hunt is not a huge success. They find the Filionk's red dress, but as for Filionk the creature, sad to say she doesn't feature. Golly, she'll have to buy a brand new dress, says little My. A storm flares up, the lightning flashes. On the beach, a wild wave crashes. It simply shouldn't be so scary bringing milk back from the dairy.
There, Fillion is.
Ah. My mother needs this milk tonight, says Moomin Troll. Oh, look, a light, a sign of life, a friend, a guide. Now guess what happens? You decide. What an odd sight. What can it be? Some hatty fatteners sipping tea. Hundreds of the electric chaps who smell of burnt-out thunderclaps. Let's go, said My. We'd better dash before they turn us into ash. Fattering hats, huffed Mymble. Quick! Now guess what happens in a tick. Millions of sopping raindrops fall. They get a soaking one and all, except for little My, quite jolly, underneath her lovely brolly. The ground, already rather wet from Mymble's tears, gets wetter yet. Moomin cries, we need dry land. Wait, here's someone to lend a hand. On the horizon, two big ears, and in between, the sun appears. Our friends will soon be found, not lost. Now guess what happens? Fingers crossed. Welcome home, Moomin, safe and sound. And welcome friends, come gather round. What a relief it is to tell a tale that ends supremely well, where lovely Moomin Mama sat collecting berries in a hat. Time for a feast, said Mama. Drink. Scrumptious delights all round, I think. A shell, a rose, a fresh-baked bun. Oh, I'm so glad to see my son. And gorgeous milk, there's milk galore. Now guess what happens just once more. Yuck! All the milk's turned sour and cheesy. Mama says, never mind, it's easy. We've all got a great excuse for drinking sweet pink berry juice. This hole, the very last you see, they can't get through. It's much too wee. We'll stay here in this book. And why? 'Cause we're too big, said little My.
I can fit through.
Wee.
Well, that was a good book. Now let's clean up. Doop 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 doop. Yay!
Happy Mother's Day from Coral, Kate, Kevin, Kelly, Katie, Mom, Dad, Kaylin, and Bun Bun.